Time to clean that air filter. Let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So, another very quick video. I'm going to talk about how to clean or wash or clean a K&N air filter, a washable air filter. It doesn't have to be by K&N, but it can be by any other manufacturer, as long as it's a washable one. Right, so let's get this off the bike, get it into the workshop. Right, give that a little clean afterwards, but first things first, let's go do this. Okay, so back in the workshop now, and you've got one of these K&N washable air filters. So, how do I do it? Well, every 5,000 miles, this is what I do. Basically, you have to re-oil this, and you'll need some air filter or air cleaner oil for that, just like this. Just so happens to be K&N. Anyway, K&N filter, K&N oil, but you can get your own brands, of course. Okay, so the first thing that I do is to give it a good old clean, a real clean, and I use diesel, would you believe? So I just get some, I've got a few jars here, I just decanted from, you know, one of those jerry can things from the local garage, and basically I'm just going to soak this with diesel, give it a good old clean, give it a good old wash. You can see where it's got lots of debris in there already. So maybe you can see that. So what I'm going to do, instead of just hot soapy water, I'm going to use this first of all to give it a good old clean everywhere, right? Then rinse it all off, let it dry off as much as I can, then give it a thorough degreasing with hot soapy water, then completely let it dry. Right, let me do that first of all. Okay, so you can see where it's discolored here. Basically, I'm just going to pour diesel in so it completely soaks it like that. Now you can get proper cleaning chemicals, but I just tend to do it like this. Soak it and then just pour it from the inside out. And look, you can already see, possibly, maybe you can already see, there we go, how the discolored, dirty contents is coming out of the oil. Now all I've done, I've taken an old plastic bottle, drilled a hole in the top just to give it like that jet, that's all. I think you can already see how much cleaner it is just from the diesel going through, and that's just taken all the contaminants out of it, or off the surface I should say. And that's just one small bottle of diesel gone through it. Now if you have a look in here, you see how much gunk is actually come out of that filter. It's amazing what the filter does actually, how much protection it gives the engine. And you see there's a lot of debris there. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another bottle in. So as you can see, I'm just squirting it in from the inside, rotating it round so the filter is cleaned or washed from the inside out. Okay, so you can see now how clean that filter is, and all that purple tint, that colouring has gone basically from the filter. So what we're going to have to do now is thoroughly wash this with hot soapy water and then respray it with the K&N oil. Get that wipe down here, wipe down here. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is just let this rest for a little bit, let that diesel kind of soak away, as it were. Most of it's already come out, but you can see how much cleaner this is already. The next thing to do, I'm going to tidy up here off camera, and I'm going to come back with hot soapy water and give it a good old wash. Right. Okay, so we're back. This has been drying off for a few minutes now, so 20 minutes, something like that, just to make sure that nothing's dripping off it. So the diesel just degreases it. It's great for cleaning engines and any parts, general cleaning. You want to get rid of tough oil or whatever on your engine, whatever, diesel is fantastic, right? But for cleaning air filters, brilliant. Right, next thing you need to do is get rid of the diesel residue. Okay, so that's where you need the hot water, and you just need general washing up liquid. Okay, so pour some in there, and what I do is I just dip it in there and I just let it soak in there for about 15-20 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to come back and give it a good old agitation. Okay. Now immediately when you put it in there, you can see that the dishwater is reacting with the diesel in there, so it's trying to clean it out already. Just let it soak in there. Let it soak in there for a while longer. Right, I'll let nature take its course. 20 minutes and I'll come back, give it a good old wash, and then just let it dry. Okay, 20 minutes have passed. The filter's had a good old soaking in the hot soapy water. I mean, just have a look at the water here. There. And you see basically it's attacked that diesel that was in the filter. So give it a good old agitation again. Take it out. Now the next thing to do is actually change the water and wash it out some more. Right, so I'm just going to let this drip dry here for a minute. I'm going to dispose of this water and put some more in. Right, let me do that. Right, back with some clean water. Now, just a little bit of detergent in there. And again, give it a good old submerge and a good old wash. And you can see now there's hardly any diesel in it because it hasn't gone that white colour. So it hasn't really reacted because there isn't a lot of diesel in there, but it's still a little bit. So this process, guess what, you might want to do 2 or 3 times. Right, I'm going to let it soak in there for another 5 minutes and then change the water again. Bish bash bosh, done. Okay, another 5 minutes have passed. I'm just going to give this a really good wash now, really good agitation. And just change the water one more time, I think. Then it'll be good to go. Then just wash it out with water, just clean water from the inside out. Then that's it, let it dry. Right, let me do that. Okay, clean water now, just on the warm side. Give this one more thorough wash. And you can see the water hasn't discoloured now, so pretty much you can tell that it's clean. The water's clean, the filter is clean, and it smells of summer meadows. Right, the only thing to do now is let this dry out. And if it takes a day, it takes a day. That's the way it is. Don't start putting on a radiator or blasting it with a heat gun or anything. Just let it dry naturally. But half an hour, a couple of hours, this will be dry enough anyway. But just get rid of as much water as you can. And hopefully you'll be a bit more graceful than I am. Right, let this rest. Gonna have another cup of tea. Okay, so a little time has passed and this is thoroughly dry now. Shaken all the water out of it, let it rest, shaken it out again, let it rest. Now is the time to add a bit of oil. So you can see all the folds in there, all the pleats or whatever you want to call it. You just want to give it a good old spray so it covers everything. You don't want to submerge it in oil. You don't want it to be full of oil, but it just needs to be covered so that it protects the filter and it helps to catch any of that debris outside and stop it going into your engine. Right, so this will keep it nice and protected. Bit of oil in the pleats, bish bash bosh, done. So you can see what I'm doing there, just adding a bit of spray in the pleats, both sides of the pleats, not too much, and if there's any excess, just wipe it off. So once you've oiled it, give it a wipe down. Just go over the pleats with your tissue, let it soak in, and then just let it rest for about 15-20 minutes, half an hour, a couple of hours, whatever you want, and then put it on your bike. So you're not putting a dramatic amount of oil on, just enough to cover it. That gives it its colour, you know, that reddish purplish colour, and there you go, that's it. That is how you wash, clean your washable air filter, your K&N air filter, whether it's for Harley, Kawasaki, Honda, whatever it is. I hope you found that useful. I'd say all I do is say use diesel to really give it a good old clean, get rid of all that oil buildup, any dirt buildup, then a couple of washes with hot soapy water, then a couple of washes, rinses with clean water, let it thoroughly dry, and then give it an oil and then put it back on your bike. Right, let this rest now. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website revelatoralf.com, and I'll catch you again. Ta-da.